Morning guys, Chris here, back with another video. So today I'm going to try to do a 100-mile bike ride, or at least that was my intention last night when I got my bike ready. I feel a little bit not too good when I woke up this morning, perhaps didn't get that much sleep, but I'm going to give it a go anyway. So I should be able to do it. The only thing is I need to be careful of my knee, just to make sure that it doesn't go on me, because I've got a bit of a trigger point in there. If it does, I'll have to stop, massage. So today I'll show you what I'm going to eat. I'll give you different cycling tips that I have as I'm riding, and hope you enjoy the video. So let's get into it. So guys, going to test my blood sugars. 6.8, so I'm not sure who's going to focus. So there you go, that's my sugars all of last night. So you can see how I got it up a little bit, and then that way as it came down, it didn't go into hypo mode. So I've got here, guys, 4 bananas, very nice and ripe. That's when they got the most amount of sugar in them. And I'm just going to have, say, 4 dates there, I think. I don't think I want to have too much to set off, because I don't want my stomach to be too full. And I'll probably only have about 2 units of insulin with this. So this here has net carbs of about 70 grams. Net carbs is of course total carbs minus 5 minus fructose, so you can do that on Chronomy, and I'll leave a video up here explaining why. Just to remove the fructose, because it doesn't need insulin. So I'll just have to say 2 units for that there. That's about a ratio 1:35. Perhaps ever so slightly too much insulin, but what I'm going to do is I'll eat as I'm going along, and that insulin will just help the sugar get into the quads more. And my ride today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my insulin with me, but I'm going to inject more regularly, but be careful not to use too much. On my last ride, I didn't have any insulin until about 60 miles in, and my quads were just smoked. They just had no energy left, and then I had a unit, and then as I got closer to home, I actually started to feel quite good again. So I think if I use more insulin, it'll definitely help. So I'm going to smash this down, not eat too much because I don't want my stomach to be too heavy, and then we'll get on the ride. So guys, got my bike ready. Got hibiscus tea there, got like an orange juice to have. I've got 4 Cliff Bars, 2 bars of Kendall mint cake. Let's see. Whoop. So I've got Cliff Bars in there, don't know how well you can see. I've got Kendall mint cake there. I've got sultanas in there. I've got sultanas in here. Close that. I've got insulin there. Try and get that out of the sun a little bit more. Sorry if this isn't the best. And then in here, I've got a little New Testament to read if I stop anywhere. I've also got some buckwheat crisp bread, so they're quite nice. You can get that back in, and let's see, I've got some little spares down here and some money. And then in this side here, I also have a spare tube. Got a spare tube, and that's about it, guys. So just gonna start off my ride nice and easy. I'm not gonna go too hard because I haven't been up walking around loads. It's ever so slightly cold here at the moment in terms of my legs, but it should warm up soon as the sun comes up more, and hopefully we'll have a good ride. Goal is to do 100 miles, but it's about 9 o'clock now. I was hoping to get out earlier. It was a bit late, but I'm just going to sit back and enjoy the ride anyway. So I'm going to start off the ride and listen to the Minimalists. They're very, very good. I recommend you listen to them. Ignore their advice on health, because it's not the best, if I'm honest. They don't eat vegan diets. But other than that, when it comes to minimalism, I've learned quite a lot. So I've started clearing out my life. I donated loads of clothes that I don't wear anymore. I haven't worn in years. I've also started getting rid of magazines, books, basically things that don't add value to my life. And I've definitely found listening to them quite beneficial as well. So let's get the ride started. Okay guys, the first tip of the day is always use high cadence. So if you can, try and cycle with a cadence of 80 minimum. So when you cycle with a cadence of 80 minimum, it just helps reduce the lactate that builds up in your legs, and just makes it easier for you to ride. So that there, guys, is an electric tram. So the other man has, I think it's the world's oldest electric tram network or something like that. So what I'll do is now, guys, I'll just show you cadence then. So what kind of cadence I use. So this is it here, guys. So I'm doing a cadence now of about 90, and when you look down at the camera, this is how fast you want your legs to be spinning. So this is, you can maintain this pace when you're looking down. It basically means you're spinning nice and quick. So this is what you want. You don't want to be like this, like that. That's too slow. You want it to be like this, nice and quick. So 80 to 90 minimum. Just done about a 500-foot climb up a really steep place called Agnish. It's really nice. I have to admit, I've been up here over a year. My lungs are killing me. It's pretty hard going. I think what I'm going to probably do is I'm going to upgrade my cassette from a 32, which means it's got 32 teeth on the back, to about a 42 one, which basically just means that you know, it's bigger and it makes it easier so you can spin more. But yeah, it was a good climb. I probably should have waited till I was a bit more warmed up to do that. So this here, guys, that there is called the Laxi wheel, and this is the world's largest man-made wheel. Well, all wheels are man-made, but that's the largest one in the world. And this here was originally designed to pump water out of the mine. So in Laxi here, we have loads of mines which go deep under the surface and under the sea, and they used to get tin and silver and all sorts. So that's it there, guys. As you can see, they've turned it on. That's it spinning there, and then I don't know if you can see those bits there moving as well. I think it's about over 100 years, of course, about 100, 120 years, something like that. Now this is the view, mountains. They're the tram lines, guys. It's really nice and beautiful out here today. There's a donkey, I haven't seen one of them in a while. So guys, just stopped. I'm about 14 miles into my ride. I thought I'd just stop up here at Mackles and show you some crosses and stuff. Let's test my blood sugars, so let's see what they are. So let's see how well you can 8 millimoles. So that's why you should always get your sugars a little bit higher when you go out riding. So as they come down, they don't come too low. So guys, in my last video, which I'll link up here, where I talked about well, diabetes and cycling, and I went out and I cycled around the island. If you want to go watch it, I showed you different crosses we have in the Isle of Man. So when the Vikings settled here about 1,000 years ago, well, they and the Celts, who sort of became, you know, one people, they made a lot of these different crosses you can see here, and I thought it'd be interesting to give you a bit of a close look. So these crosses here, guys, these are about 900 to 1,000 years old. So when the Vikings originally came here, they were, you know, obviously believed in the Norse gods, so like Thor, Freyr, and all these different people. And when they came to the Isle of Man, they, you know, voluntarily converted to Christianity, you know, within the first generation or so. And some crosses, you know, are non-Christian, and then what you can see is as they transitioned to Christianity, they became, but they started, instead of just doing, you know, stonework, they did Christian crosses instead. And you can see here how decorative they are. So some I think are like kind of Celtic and some are Viking. And this is why you should try and get out, guys, because you'll get to see, look at this one here. This one's, I'm 6'1" and this one's taller than me. So I don't know how well you can see this here. This is obviously some kind of like horse. He is. I think there might be some kind of a rider there. And obviously if you live in America, I'm not sure if you're going to quite have these. I think this here might, I'm not sure if these are runes on the side. There's another one. So I'd always encourage you guys, if you can, always try and get out and explore your area. It's one of the best things you'll do. I mean, you know, YouTube's good, all good to, you know, watch and stuff, but you need to get out there in life and, you know, see other things and look around, and you might be surprised at, you know, what you find in life. You know, I think I came up here as a kid, but then I didn't come up here till years ago again, and I just loved it, looking at the different crosses and stuff. And, you know, each country is different. Each country has, you know, your own history, and I'd, you know, encourage you to sort of go out and explore, and you just feel so much happier for it. I mean, you know, it's 10:30 now, and I'm out here in the sun, done about 14 miles, just relax and listen to podcasts. And, you know, you've got, you know, most other people our age, or, you know, most people who watch me, you know, you're around my age roughly. I mean, most people our age right now, they're lying in bed with a hangover because they're wasting their lives going out getting drunk at night, and then they spend the next day just lying in bed when you could just get up early and, you know, just get out there and explore, and you just feel so much happier for it. It's just, you know, it's invigorating. It's you know, I find it very freeing to just go out and just, you know, look at all the different, you know, scenery I've got around me, and you just feel so much better off for it, you know, physically. And this is why I say that cycling is like almost spiritually, you know, transforming in a lot of respects. It just allows you to free your mind, you know, kind of free your body up, and just completely relax about, you know, all the different cares of the world. Cherry blossom's still out, and it's still May. I've actually been a bit naughty. I haven't actually eaten any food yet. I should normally snack on my sultanas when I'm cycling, but I'm just going to smash down a Cliff Bar. So let's see. In fact, I think I have one in my back pocket. So one tip I'll give you guys is, if you're out cycling, especially if you're somewhere like the Isle of Man, England, or somewhere where it can get a bit colder, if you before you you know, you eat your Cliff Bars, if they're in a bag, put them in your back pocket. So when they're in your back pocket, can't get my words out, back pocket, they get, you know, nice and warm and looser, and it's just easy to chew on. Whereas let's say if it's, you know, it's colder and you've got it in, you know, a bag like that on your bike, what happens is they can get a bit more rock hard. So when you chew into it, it almost feels like it's going to break your teeth. So if you just put something like that in your back pocket, it just eases it up. Just stopped here, just going to have some of these. So these are buckwheat crisp bread, so I've got these off Amazon, and they're actually really nice. They've got a nice little sort of salty taste, and in terms of weight, they're 60% carbs, and I really like them. I've only had a few so far, but they're pretty good. And what I'd say about salt is, guys, don't worry about it as a vegan unless, you know, you've got, you know, severe, you know, hypertension. As a vegan, you can add salt to your food. If you could compare vegans who add salt to their food to, you know, non-vegans, our sodium content is so much less because all these animal products and processed food is just so full of sodium. If you eat a pure vegan diet with, you know, no processed foods and no added sodium, you're looking at about 300 milligrams, excuse me, of sodium a day, roughly, when you work it all out on Chronometer. So I'd say if you're vegan, don't be scared about adding salt to your food. I sprinkle a bit of salt in my food. It brings out different textures and flavors. I like it. Unless, you know, you're someone with hypertension or some other kind of, you know, risk of heart attack, risk of stroke, etc., you know, listen to your doctor. But, you know, even Dr. McDougall says, you know, the average person, add a little bit of salt on there and you'll be fine. And, you know, I've tracked my salt regularly on Chronometer, and, you know, my salt content is lower than the average person, even though I'm adding salt to it. So I'm just going to have these and then just enjoy the sun. About 30 miles in, let's test my sugars. So seven millimoles there. So I'm going to have 1 unit of insulin. I'm going to have the Cliff Bar. I'm also going to have some more of those buckwheat crisp bread things. So it was a bit cold before, so I put this on, but now it's finally warmed up. I'm just going to take it off. One tip I'd say, guys, if you're ever cycling and you're a bit cold, if you can, try and put something like this on to keep the heat in, because if you're getting cold while you're cycling, your body's going to have to, you know, struggle to start, you know, burning energy to keep the warmth in. So what I'd say is, if you can, put something like this on, and then when you are warmer, you know, just take it off and put it in your back pocket. Don't let yourself get cold, basically. Another tip, guys, is basically whenever you rest your bike against something, always do it with your chain and your gears away from whatever you're leaning against. That way you're less likely to, you know, damage your derailleur or damage your chain or get any kind of like grass or muck in. So I know that there looks a bit closer to the grass, but if I had it on the other side, if I had the bike switched around, you know, you're more likely to get stuff in there. And also, whenever you pull your bike away, just make sure there aren't any, say, twigs in there to, you know, get between these here. And this is where I was stopped here just to have my food and stuff. So nice old church. In fact, my great 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 granddad is actually buried in here, and he's died in like the 1800s, but I can't actually find his headstone anywhere. Lost with the ages. Check out that view. Mountains there. So massive cycling fest here in the Isle of Man.
From government buildings to schools, private residences and even coffee shops. Celebrating 40 years this year, Ellis Brown is where reputation meets innovation. For news and views,
basically, it's just a massive festival we've got here today, celebrating cycling. It's 3 days. We've got loads of grand fondos, climbing, got loads of tents, selling stuff, food. Obviously none of it vegan, but that's pretty good. Get cycling out there. Just checking out all these different bikes. They just put some scaffolding here for people to put the bikes on. Check out the size of that cassette. It must be like a 40. Me disc brakes. It's my one there. Hoping it doesn't mess up the saddle. The Specialized here looks pretty nice. Cassette's a little bit small for me. Check out that house. Or mansion. Well, it's not really a house, no one actually lives in it, but that there is Snake Fell, so that's the tallest point in the Isle of Man. This is about 2,100 feet, something like that. So it's pretty good, guys. That cycle fest that I showed you before, they've actually closed this main road off to cars, and I just cycled right on up, and they've got a cycling event soon, but I'm not participating. But basically means I have this entire mountain road to myself. And usually it's quite dangerous because of cars and bikes and stuff like that. But yeah, I've got it to myself. It's amazing. I'm only 41 miles into my ride, 42, but my ass is killing me. I don't know why, it's just proper sore. So I decided I'm just going to call it quits. I'm not going to go over 100. I'm just going to go home. I don't think I could do 60 miles more with a sore ass. And what I'd say, guys, is when it comes to cycling, just do what you enjoy. You don't have to, you know, as long as you're not a pro athlete, just do what you want to do. So if you go out for a ride with the intention of doing something and you decide, you know what, I've got an injury or my ass is sore or I'm not feeling it today, then just go home or take a different route. You know, the whole thing about cycling is do what you enjoy. You know, not what other people are doing on Strava or YouTube, but just go out and do what you want to do and enjoy it. So down there is where we started roughly, and this here, guys, is the mountain road where the TT in the Isle of Man is raced. I'm not really a big fan of the TT, if I'm honest, because so many people die. It's not worth it, but bikes would be doing about 180 miles an hour along here probably, if not more. So guys, home now, just done about 52 miles. If I really pushed myself, I could have done 100, because from my house to my relatives up north and back is 40, so I could have done, and that's kind of easy, so I reckon I could have done to 100, but ass is just killing me. So honestly, just like I said before, just do what you want, make it fun. And one of the things I would say about cycling is no matter how you know, good you get your setup and your saddle, sometimes you're going to get a sore ass. Usually I'm pretty good. I mean, last week I did 78 miles there and my ass wasn't too bad, but I got a bit sore earlier on. But now I'm going to smash down some beet juice, I think, a bit of fruit, and just get some sugar back into my legs. So guys, got 650 milliliters of beet juice in that there, and I also have a Cliff Bar here, more of those little buckwheat things that I was telling you about. So I'm gonna have that as post-recovery. Can't get my words out. Ideally, I'm not too keen on Cliff Bars in one way. I mean, they're good is like a little snack and stuff, but I think post-workout you're better off with real food. But I've kind of ran out of real food at the moment in terms of fruit because I need to go to the shop, so I'll have to settle for a Cliff Bar for now, and then I will get a bit of meal in soon. So pretty happy with how that went, but could have been better. So guys, I couldn't really be bothered making a proper meal just because I was feeling lazy. So I got myself some vegan junk food, which I don't really get usually. So I have in here, guys, a double veggie burger with fried onions and salad. And I have in here, sorry if the lighting isn't the best, I have in there baked beans, chips and fried onions. And that's a closer look at my chips there, guys. Time to test my blood sugars, let's see what they are. 6.8, so that's pretty good. So I don't really know how many carbs are there. I'm just gonna guess. I'm just going to call it 140, so I'm just going to have about 4 or 5 units. Better be careful because I'm going to go for an hour walk along the beach. I'm going to just call it 4 units, I think, just because I don't want to go get a hypo. So I actually double checked this is all vegan, so the baked beans, and this is, you know, over the course of time since I started going to this place and getting this food. So I remember a while ago they brought out the big like industrial size thing of baked beans or whatever. There's no you know, whey in there. They cook it in soya oil as well, not like you know, beef oil or anything like that. Chips. I think you call them French fries in America. We just call them chips. Fried onions, obviously vegan. The bun is vegan, and the veggie burgers are just made out of, you know, vegetables and potatoes basically. So all vegan. Obviously not marketed as vegan. Probably, but it is, you know, technically vegan, so you can eat out, and like I said, every now and then I'll have a bit of junk food, but overall it is predominantly whole food because that's what you need to be healthy. Just out for a walk now, guys. That view, it's pretty nice, isn't it? It's pretty bright. So guys, I thought I'd probably just talk a little bit about exercise. So some of you who watch me, obviously you've seen some of my cycling videos now, and I know some of you quite enjoy them, but some of you are probably wondering, well, what can I do? You know, some of you might perhaps be, you know, a bit overweight. You might not, you know, be able to cycle yet if you know, perhaps a bit too heavy. So what can you do? Well, I'd say the best exercise, guys, is walking. Well, it's not the best, but it's one of the best. I mean, it's free, it doesn't cost you anything, you know, it's cheap, it's cheerful, and it's nice and relaxing. You know, you gotta ask yourself why, you know, if you are overweight, why are you overweight? Are you, you know, so are you overweight because you're not in a gym lifting weights? Are you overweight because you're not doing yoga? Or are you overweight because of, you know, all the animal products you've eaten? You know, people are overweight not because of the exercise they don't do, but because of the, you know, foods that they eat and the foods that they don't eat. So what I'd say to you is that anyone who's watching this who's, you know, overweight or obese or struggling, and you know, you feel like you can't cycle yet, you know, you're not confident, or it's not really possible, you know, what I'd say is if you want to lose weight, focus on the diet. So, you know, look up Dr. McDougall, getting this, you know, starch solution, which is what I'm on now. I really enjoy it. Or, you know, just eat a whole food plant-based vegan diet. You know, just focus on that, and the results will come in time. So, you know, high carb, low fat. You know, so for breakfast have potatoes and a bit of some veg. Same for, you know, your dinner or lunch, and for your tea or evening meal, or dinners you call it in the US. You know, you could have some rice and sweet corn and vegetables, but just make it whatever you like. That's, as long as it's whole food, plant-based, vegan, and it's high carb, low fat. You know, get it in you and just focus on that, and you'll be fine long term. But until then, until you can start doing exercise, you know, more like you know, cycling or whatever. You know, just do walking. It could be, you know what, you never do cycling. You don't have to do cycling. No one is saying you have to cycle. I do it just because I enjoy it. You know, it's something for me to, you know, work on. I like getting my PRs and stuff, but, you know, even if you know, get a bit healthy, it could be, you know what, cycling isn't for you, you know, you just don't enjoy it. I'd always say, you know, try, you know, before you sort of ride it off, you know, try and borrow a bike if you can off someone rather than buy one. But, you know, just walking is one of the best exercises you can ever do. It's calming, it's relaxing, you know, no impact on your bones. It doesn't matter whether you're, you know, you're slim or, you know, overweight, you can do it. And you don't necessarily have to go out and do, you know, loads and loads of miles every day, but it could be you just start off with, you know, half a mile a day, and the next day try, you know, add a quarter of a mile on, something like that. Just do whatever you're comfortable with. And what I'd say is the key to exercise is enjoy it. You know, focus on what you enjoy, not, don't focus on what other people tell you to do as such, or say you have to do, but focus on what you enjoy. There's no point you doing cycling if, you know, you don't enjoy it. There's no point you doing running if, you know, you don't enjoy it. Just do what you enjoy. And the other thing I would say about that is, so I mean, it could be you enjoy running, but, you know, running isn't too good for you because you know, it's a lot of impact on your bones, especially heavier. So you have to be a bit smart about it, and, you know, obviously it's not just about what you enjoy, but it's also about what's safe for you as well. But I highly recommend, you know, walking. Just get out, walk, you know, every day if you can, for half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour. And, you know, don't have any headphones, you know, or I listen to podcasts every now and then, but I think it's definitely good to just be able to, you know, walk and just have your own thoughts and process things and just relax and turn off. So that's basically it, guys. I mean, you know, don't ever, you know, go on YouTube and think, oh, all these vegan YouTubers are all cycling, I need to do it. You don't have to do anything. Well, do something, but you don't, doesn't mean you have to do cycling. You can go out walking, whatever you enjoy. Just try and move your body every single day, because, you know, your body is a machine, and like any machine, it's designed to move, it's designed to be used. If you don't use it, you know, it's going to mess up long term. But yeah, that's basically it, guys. So I'm not even sure if I'm going to have any tea tonight, really, because I just don't feel that hungry at the moment. But I'm just going to go for a walk for another half an hour or so and just enjoy the scenery. And I actually don't know if you can see this. Let's see, where is it in my pocket? So one little thing I do is I collect pottery. So on this beach here, I always find loads of bits of pottery. Some of it's quite intricate in terms of, it's obviously all broken. But I'll find little bits of pottery with fine paintwork on and all that kind of stuff. And I've got a really good eye. I can be walking along at, you know, 3.5 miles an hour, and I'll see loads of little bits. I'll just be, and I can see it, and I'll just pick it up, and I find all sorts which, you know, no one else would ever see. And I just sort of collect it. And that's another thing. Another thing I'd say about walking is, I mean, you get to see so many different sights and different things. You can slow down, stop, and explore. And yeah, so I hope you know, if I've sold all of you on walking, if that's one thing you take away from this video. Hi guys, so this is my last chunk of food for tea tonight. So I have here, guys, nearly a pound of strawberries, 5 clementines, and I have over here about 800 milliliters roughly of hibiscus tea. So thanks for watching today, guys. I hope it was some use to some of you. Kind of gutted I didn't get to 100, but like I said, my ass was just killing me on that ride. Don't know what it was. It could be you know, built up lactic acid that was never flushed out in my glutes. It could be that I needed to get out of the saddle more. I think it was probably the cycling shorts that I was wearing. It's good to have padding under the sit bones, but if you have, you know, extra pad in the middle, what happens is the seat can kind of shove up between your bum cheeks and put pressure on that area and make it uncomfortable. And the cycling shorts I had were perhaps a little bit you know, thick in terms of the cushion in there. So just something new to learn. As you can tell, a bit tired. What else? I should have kept warmer. So I was actually cold on my ride, even though it was nice and sunny. It was May. I think if you perhaps standing around and doing garden work, it's fine. But when I was cycling, it did feel quite cold. so I didn't put my jacket on for a while. So that's one mistake I made. Yeah, so I think if I do perhaps kept warmer and perhaps worn some different cycling shorts, I'd have had an overall better day. But I was pretty happy with what I did. I mean, I got quite a few PRs on Strava. Um, did 52 miles. I'll do 100 next time instead. And also I'd say the bit of the mistakes I made today is I didn't eat enough real food. So I kind of ran out of food. I should have gone to the supermarket and I didn't do because I was lazy. Not normally like that, to be honest with you. So really I didn't eat that much real food today. It was a lot of junk food. So I mean I did have bananas and dates for breakfast. I would have preferred, a big pile of potatoes instead. Would have been more nutritious and more vitamins and minerals probably. Um, I wish I'd eaten some more sultanas instead of Cliff Bars. I mean, Cliff Bars are okay, but not real food. And also a bit ever so slightly too much fat, and there's like 6 grams of fat in each bar. It's a bit too much, I think. What else? Yeah, I could have just done with more real food. And when I went out earlier on, I mean, I would have been better off just making my own food, but I was just being a bit lazy. I should have really just made some porridge instead, that I normally did. So that's basically the mistakes I sort of made today, guys. But overall, I mean, I think I did a good day. Did a nice 53 mile ride, and a nice long hour walk. And I hope the main thing is that some of you got some benefit from it. So, I hope some of you, derived some benefit in some way, shape, or form. Could be little tips or whatever, or just, I don't know, encouragement to go get size, do some cycling, or even just go for a walk, whatever. But yeah, I hope this was useful. Next time, hopefully, I'll do a bit of a better one. Until next time, guys, God bless as always. Remember, always go high carb, low fat, low protein, high fiber, whole food, plant based, vegan. And I'll see you next time, guys. Bye bye now. So I've got Cliff Bars in there, don't know how well you can see. I've got Kendall mint cake there. I've got sultanas in there. I've got sultanas in here. Close that. I've got insulin there. Try and get that out of the sun a little bit more. Sorry if this isn't the best. And then in here, I've got a little New Testament to read if I stop anywhere. I've also got some buckwheat crisp bread, so they're quite nice. You can get that back in, and let's see, I've got some little spares down here and see how I got it up a little bit, and then that way as it came down it didn't go into hypo mode. So I've got here, guys, 4 bananas, very nice and ripe. That's when they got the most amount of sugar in them. And I'm just going to have, say, 4 dates there, I think. I don't think I want to have too much to set off because I don't want my stomach to be too full. And I'll probably only have about 2 units of insulin with this. So this here has net carbs of about 70 grams. Net carbs is of course total carbs minus 5 minus fructose. So you can do that on Chronomy, and I'll leave a video up here explaining why. Just to remove the fructose because it doesn't need insulin. So I'll just have to say 2 units for that there. That's about a ratio of 1 to 35. Perhaps ever so slightly money. And then in this side here I also have a spare tube. Got a spare tube, and that's about it, guys. So just gonna start off my ride nice and easy. I'm not gonna go too hard because I haven't been up walking around loads. It's ever so slightly cold here at the moment in terms of my legs, but it should warm up soon as the sun comes up more. And hopefully we'll have a good ride. Goal is to do 100 miles, but it's about 9 o'clock now. I was hoping to get out earlier. It was a bit late, but I'm just going to sit back and enjoy the ride anyway. So I'm going to start off the ride. I'm going to listen to the Minimalists. They're very, very good. I recommend you listen to them. Ignore their advice on health because it's not the best, if I'm honest. They don't eat vegan diets. But other than that, when it comes to minimalism, I've learned quite a lot. So I've started clearing out my life. Morning, guys, Chris here, back with another video. So today I'm going to try to do a 100-mile bike ride, or at least that was my intention last night when I got my bike ready. I feel a little bit not too good when I woke up this morning, perhaps didn't get that much sleep, but I'm going to give it a go anyway. So I should be able to do it. The only thing is I need to be careful of my knee, just to make sure that it doesn't go on me, because I've got a bit of a trigger point in there. If it does, I'll have to stop, massage. So yeah, so today I'll show you what I'm going to eat, You know, I'll give you different cycling tips that I have as I'm riding, and hope you enjoy the video. So let's get into it. So guys, gonna test my blood sugars. 6.8, so I'm not sure who's going to focus. So there you go, that's my sugars all of last night. So you can see I'll eat too much insulin, but what I'm going to do is I'll eat as I'm going along, and that insulin will just help the sugar get into the quads more. And my ride today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my insulin with me, but I'm going to you know, inject more regularly. But be careful not to use too much. On my last ride, I didn't have any insulin until about 60 miles in, and my quads were just smoked. They just had no energy left, and then I had a unit, and then as I got closer to home, I actually started to feel quite good again. So I think if I use more insulin, it'll definitely help. So I'm going to smash this down, not eat too much because I don't want my stomach to be too heavy, and then we'll get on the ride. So guys, got my bike ready. Got hibiscus tea there. Got like an orange juice to have. I've got 4 Cliff bars, 2 bars of Kendall mint cake. Let's see.